This is the ceiling of survival in the wild. Living in the wilderness for 3 months with only one pair of underpants. Burn charcoal with bare hands. Refining iron ore. Interweaving various iron. And build a strong shelter. The old horse quarreled with his wife. In a fit of rage, he ran out with nothing. He found a piece of paradise by the water. So I want to settle down here. But this height? Not enough for the old horse's height of 1.6 meters. But without tools, he took this rock. Stone has no weight. He was going to build himself some equipment. The first step is to collect some vines from the tree. Then step on it with a small foot of size 38. It took half an hour in between to weave a container. Going out in a hurry. Not even wearing shoes. The old horse directly to himself made a pair of stylish flip. The old horse with shoes is walking fast. Want to make iron? You have to have a blower first. The old horse cuts the bark into rectangles. Break the branch. Clamp the bark and secure it with rope. Try the wind blowing lightly and cool. First, draw the outline of the blower. To the river to collect the clay. Pinch out the shape of the wind hood according to the size. Hollow out a stone to fix the shaft. The next step is to seal the top. A closed environment can generate maximum air volume. Subsequently, you can build the furnace next to the trend. With this high density, furnace walls made of gray clay. Guaranteed not to crack. And then we raise the edge. Drilling wood to make fire. It's even harder to beat the old horse. First, fix it on the wooden stick with punched stones as a counterweight, and the bark is used to make twine. Pull back and forth like this to make the stick rotate. Then sharpen the stone, fixed on the bottom end of the stick. Use a drill to punch holes in the wood. Then the perforated wood. Combine with the rest. You get a very labor-saving drill. Wood firefighting tool. The satisfied old horse took out the lighter directly. Light the fire. Transfer the fire to the furnace. Increase the firepower to dry the humid stove. Then the old horse found a coconut in the river. Although there is no coconut meat in it, fortunately, it can be used as fame. This mud seeping from the river? It's rich in iron oxide. It is the first raw material used by humans to refine the body. First, mix the charcoal with soil to facilitate setting and heating. Pour in the red mud and mix well. And then they're rolled into balls and ready to be fired. Due to the iron-making process, it requires a lot of charcoal. The old horse decided to make a charcoal kiln next to it first. A few holes in the bottom allow the wood to fully burn. Then the wood is arranged in the middle, in sequence. When you're done, seal the surroundings with mud. Then you can set the wood on fire inside. Wait for about an hour to burn. You can seal the entire charcoal kiln. Closed environment prevents the evaporation of organic matter in the wood, which leaves behind black carbonation. Old horse with charcoal. Next, you can put the iron-containing mud ball into the furnace. Use a fan to inject enough air. This will keep the temperature in the furnace rising. The strong wind caused the charcoal fire to reach over 1,000 degrees. Instantly burn the loach pink and tender. Pouring 82-year-old spring water to cool it down. After breaking it apart, it was indeed sent inside. Found pieces of old iron. It's not big. But an old iron is also iron. Nothing can be wasted. Next, the old horse will make an iron-making container. Mix the clay with the crushed charcoal. Shape it into a cup. If the function of charcoal powder is to prevent it from cracking, and you put it in the oven. To burn with fire, shape it. The firing process takes 3 or 4 hours. Take out the cooled dry pan the next day. Keep adding charcoal to the stove. After the dry pan is burnt red, you can pour in the old iron refined before. This process also takes several hours. During the period, check whether the old iron inside is still built. After firing for up to 5 hours, the dark old iron has become golden. Shape the clay into a square. Then carve the appearance of the knife on it. Hollow out the inside of the pattern, so you get a mold. Be careful at this time. Getting burned isn't about having a blister. Here we go. You can pour molten iron into the mold. Not a drop of old iron can be wasted. Cooling down quickly makes tools incredibly hard. This process is called vomiting. The next thing the fire needs to do is a little bit of sanding. The old horse uses his 20-year single-hand speed. Successfully made the black old iron become bright. If this is left on the ground and found by archaeologists, it is estimated that it can be studied for several years. Do you think this is the end? The unfinished old horse began to hone the old iron again. This operation is really a heifer walking a dog. Sneak from head to tail. It's noon. The old horse decided to catch a few fish to fill his stomach. I saw him knitting a sweater. Made a few fishing artifacts. Using the snails in the river as bait. Then put them in the only way for small fish. After 48 minutes of waiting, the old horse finally harvested a few small fish. He whipped up a wild baking pan, put the MSG-treated small fish on it, and bake it. Although these fish are not enough to fit between their teeth, but the thought of being able to maintain an 8-pack figure, the old horse is also very satisfied. He's about to start building the shelter. The old horse is also very particular about the rocks should be pasteurized before construction begins. The next step is to remove these protruding stones. Knock down the tools you build yourself, and they work. Rocks fell over them. Pretty soon, the old horse dug out a space enough to lie down and win. But sitting on it is still very painful. So he found some wild mud, smoothed them out, smoothed the ground. Then the old horse went to the river to salvage some slate, and then embedded in the mud. After the ingenious combination of the old horse, the shape of each slab, as if it had been negotiated, 10 years of obsessive-compulsive disorder patients will recover after seeing it, and when it was done, he lay down peacefully. To make it easier to cut down trees, the old horse also needs to forge an axe. I didn't expect this little blower to be able to blow such a strong wind. The old horse first concave the shape of the axe in the clay. The iron has completely melted here. Carefully clip out the beaker. Then pour the molten iron into the mold. The old horse carefully controls the position where the molten iron drips. Then take out the cooled axe. And then there's still a crazy friction. Bend over the polished. Add a small wooden stick. Garbled it later. That's all. An authentic wild tomahawk comes out. The old horse couldn't wait to wave the battle axe in his hand. Cut down the squirrels one by one. As a wild carpenter. Even if there's only one axe, the old horse, a square that can repair wood. Measure the required length with your finger. Make sure the error does not exceed 1 millimeter. Finally, step on it with a small corner of 38 yards. Just let the wood divide the house. Then cut grooves at both ends. It is convenient for in-depth communication between wood. Dig holes in the middle with a chisel. And then finally, we put in nails made of wood. This is the most famous bamboo shoot structure. Houses built this way will last for thousands of years. The old horse will just finish the frame. Move next to the rock to assemble. Although the area is not large, fortunately, the old horse only lives alone. The next step is to cut out the wall on the frame. The first step is to cut the wood into a length of 20 centimeters. And then we even out the surface. Looks like a simple axe. It's as good as a hardware store. Soon the old horse was chopping the wood into the shape of bricks. Dig 2 holes in it with a chisel. Reinsert wood cutting to fix. These are the wooden bricks used to make the walls. Although it is very cumbersome to make. But luckily this way, the resulting shelter is very strong. It's not a problem to live for 10 kun years. Next comes the assembly process. First, cut the corresponding hole in the base. Nail the bricks on again. This process may seem complicated. It's not easy at all. The hole below should be just the right size. Bricks are not strong if they are too big. Too small to smash in. To keep it dry, the old horse rises the dragon palace first in the corner, and then we're going to go up the other half. The old horse made a longer log, used as a doorframe. After fixing the doorframe, the prototype of the shelter has already come out. And the height, the old horse has no intention of continuing to build up. After all, he thought the rock on top was too hard to cut through. Next you need a wooden door. The old horse dealt with another pile of wooden sticks and watched wood chips all over the floor. Just asked to cut down so many trees. How many years in prison do you get in India? Fix the wood in a neat row. Fix the 2 sharpened sticks on it. As a door shaft, the old horse checked it and said that the workmanship was very okay. As expected of a carpenter with 2.5 years of experience, then cut a groove under the doorframe. One is also being chiseled in the same position directly above. Then put the door shaft directly in. So the door is installed. I tried it, it's silkier than the Stockings milk tea you bought. The next step we will take a look at. How did the old horse build the roof? So you start by framing it with wood. And then we salvaged some slate from the bottom of the river to make tiles. Use a small wooden stick as a ruler. Draw a standard rectangle. To ensure the beauty of the roof, the error cannot exceed 1 millimeter. Then smash the excess off the edge with a knife. The old horse's craft is like a heifer riding a plane. It's amazing. And then we drill through it. And put on a hemp rope for easy fixing. Just tie the hemp rope directly to the wood. Each tile overlaps. Fortunately, the rocks on top took up most of the roof. It saved Mom a lot of time. And soon the roof was put up. Now the old horse finally doesn't have to eat and sleep rough. He excitedly went to the tree and dug some silkworm chrysalis. This stuff is not only nutritious, the taste is also delicious. BBQ is the best choice. After eating and drinking, this will be the best sleep he's had in months. Living by the water, the old horse will wet his pants every time he goes back and forth to facilitate travel, and he's going to build a bridge up ahead. The old horse turned his head and chopped enough for him to step on. 10-year sewing machine would exfoliate one by one first, then cut holes in it, inserting wooden box, back and upper crossbar for fixing. The old horse made 3 such frames. After dragging them into the water, use the vine to pull one of them up. Although it is not easy to operate alone, fortunately, there are more solutions than difficulties. After both sides are fixed, put the 3rd frame on it. Sure enough, learn physicalization well. Travel the world without fear. The old horse successfully built a strong bridge pier. The next thing you need to do is just put the bridge deck up. Xiao Xiao Liu family. Is this your dream house? To celebrate the royal palace of the sanctuary, the old horse specially made the small fish into an exquisite plate. Gotta fill the calorie today. As a homeowner, of course, a sense of ritual is indispensable. Eating delicious fried fish, and they live in this beautiful little house. Even if you use a suite in Shanghai, you won't change it.